real estate is fun when it's done right.
We have so many beautiful areas of our city.
The best part about us is that we're a lot of fun. Excuse me, Mr. Realtor. My next door neighbor's house just sold for $50,000 in mine, and in my mind, it's the same house.
Well, we'd have to assume that it actually is the same house before we can really answer this question, right? So why would my neighbor's house sell for more than your house? Well, that could be two different reasons, right? Like one could be the way the house was prepped and set up. The other could be the representation of the house. Number one on my mind is the owner lives in it still, and it's not staged. And the paint is old. They see the family photos everywhere and they're like, this ain't my family. The other thing is you have to stop thinking of your house as your house. It's now a product that you want to get the maximum amount of money for.
The other half of the equation here that we're also looking at, of course, is how is the agent that you're working with representing the house? And it plays such an important factor because obviously you hired them to sell your house, but you also need them to advise you on how to do it. And that goes, of course, in the contract side and everything else, but obviously to the prep side.
I think it's a shock to most sellers how important marketing actually is. Yes, Seattle is a busy market, and yeah, your house is going to sell, but again, did everybody who might have wanted your house see it? That's where your agent's pretty important. So I think the first thing you kind of have to do before you put your house on the market is think about who your buyer is. For example, West Seattle buyer, completely different than, let's say, a Queen Anne buyer, right?
The buyers can often be as nuanced as the neighborhoods. And so that's what we're playing into.
Even microhoods. I mean, Capitol Hill's a good example of that. Like, there's probably 5 distinctly different areas of Capitol Hill. We create a storyboard, and it's kind of based around who we think the buyer's gonna be. So some of that's using our own experience first, and also the area, right? Who normally is attracted to that area. And we come up with marketing that we can post kind of everywhere. Video, the 3D walkthroughs, obviously, blogs. The other thing is how is their copywriting? What are they talking about your house? There's a lot of words you should never use when you're describing a home. Are they using them? Like charming? You know what that tells a buyer? It's a crappy house that's small. So like, why are you throwing it in your headline? Who are you speaking to? Like, what is this house about? And are you highlighting the right parts of the house? I can tell you, pictures and videos will show that it has stone counters and wood floors. Those don't need to be mentioned. What does need to be mentioned is lifestyle oriented. What does this house offer to who? And that's very important. Yeah,
you're pushing and really selling emotion. And that will play into a buyer's emotion. And then they're like, oh my God, Matt, I need this house, please. We also want to talk about pricing, because let's be real, that is important.
Maybe the most important thing, honestly.
It's not as simple as going to an online calculator and saying, oh, my house is beep, boop, beep, boop, X dollars, and then rolling with it, because there's a lot of other factors. We talked a little bit about human emotion and the way that that plays into the process of looking at the house and falling in love with it. But also there's a lot of strategy that goes into the psychology of pricing, of where you want to hit that market note and sweet spot of buyers saying, oh my gosh, this is a really amazing price, let's go look at it. And then they look at it and they fall in love with it, and then they want it, and then 10 other people want it, and all of a sudden you're selling for more than your neighbor.
You have to keep in mind that none of this is a math equation. It's your agent accurately perceiving what buyers are going to think of your home, and then prepping the home accordingly so that it sells for the most amount of money.
Matt and I are dream weavers, if you will. And
there's a song about it.
We're taking that house, we're weaving the dream, and then we're pushing it out there, and we will sell more than your neighbor's house.
Correct.